This video is for you if you've ever said, God, do what you did for Ciara for me, or Olandria of Nicolandria. If you've ever asked for Ciara's prayer, Nicolandria's prayer, this is for you. And the reason it's for you is because it's a both end, right? Like, yes, we need Ciara's prayer, you know, we want to manifest like Ciara. We want to attract a good partner. Or in the case of Olandria, we want to not only attract a good partner, but also she's just thriving in her career right now. I want to offer that prayer, faith, and work are really, really important, right? Everyone wants Ciara's prayer. Everyone wants Olandria's prayer, but nobody's asking about her process. So can we talk about that? I never see under Olandria's post, oh, what was your process? All I see is, sis, what was the prayer? And yes, pray the prayer and do the work. Pray the prayer and do the work and actually have the faith as well and have the obedience as well. I think for Ciara, I mean, I don't know any of these people, right? But Ciara, after everything that she went through with Future, there had to be some form of obedience, some discernment to say, hey, I'm going to not go back to what I know. For Olandria, she mentioned that she was invited to Love Island a number of times and she said no. She finally said yes. And we have to imagine that when she finally said yes, other things were aligned in her life so she can do what she needs to do today or be who she is today. People obsess over the prayer, but there's a bigger lesson. Prayer is powerful, but it's only half the equation, maybe even a third of the equation, right? Because there's also preparation, healing, showing up differently, obedience, doing the work, right? Ciara's prayer is so viral that she even put it in a song. Olandria is now on so many magazines, invited so many places, right? Everyone wants to know the magic formula. Everyone wants to know the prayer. We're romanticizing outcomes, but not the process. You're going to randomly see people be like, no one talks about the process because no one asks about the process. And granted, I don't know either of these women. I have to believe that Ciara did a lot of internal work to figure out why she was attracted to the guys that she was attracted to, why she was accepting what she was accepting. I have to believe that Olandria, in terms of her career, before she even got on Love Island, she might have taken some modeling classes. She might have done some other things. Her team. Also, we know that she was very clear about what she wanted. In terms of that, she talks a lot about how when she was in the villa, her friends set up an account for her and were vetting out all the brand deals and stuff that were coming to her. And I have to believe that the only reason why her friends did this is because she made it clear to them that this was her vision. She didn't hide it. She moved in silence in that way, right? She made sure she was discerning. She found the right people and then she shared her vision with them. So, how are we doing the work? How are we finding the right people? How are we moving in obedience? Social media tells us the results. It sells us the results, not the real groundwork. So, I just want to move us to the groundwork, the work that it takes to be successful, and to start asking questions around yes, what's the prayer, but also what was the work that it took to get there? What was the messy parts that it took to get there? Ciara likely did deep self work, some therapy, some boundary setting, redefining her standards. Just career is not exploding just because of whatever. I didn't watch Love Island, but even though I did not watch Love Island, so much of my feed is filled with like Olandria said in the villa that she wanted to be a model. Olandria said this. They made themselves visible. I don't remember how Russell and Ciara met, but part of it is like faith, prayer, and visibility. I did a video before this about how the new skill set is visibility. We want so much out of life, but we're afraid to be visible. And this is like slightly unrelated, but someone said, shy people are poor. And the concept around that is that if you are always hiding, if you're always shrinking yourself, if you're always thinking you're not enough, then you will not get to where you want to be. And this is, I'm speaking to myself here, right? Because if every day I say, I'm not going to share my product or I'm not going to stand for the love that I want, then I'm not going to get the love that I deserve. At least I think I deserve, right? I'm going to get whatever is available. I'm not going to get the clients I want. I'm not going to get the raise I want, right? You got to show up. You got to be visible. Life rewards those people who are bold because people respect that. People respect the prayer, right? Because Olandria, Ciara is saying that prayer, they put it out there, they manifested, they put it out in the world. Then they were obedient in what they had to do. They built the systems. They assembled the teams. They showed up consistently. You can't pray for abundance but hold on to scarcity habits. It just won't work. There's not room for both. You have to pray for abundance and then you have to move in abundance. Because faith opens doors, but your effort keeps them open. It keeps the floodgates coming, right? So, how are you showing up as the kind of partner you want to attract? Are you emotionally available? Are you disciplined? Are you clear on what you value? Are you doing the same work in your career? Are you preparing yourself with opportunities that you're praying for? And what are you doing to prepare? I want to go back to this because I see so many people just say, I want this, but like, in terms of career, are you just applying for jobs? Or are you doing the work of networking, of reaching out, of learning? Preparation creates alignment. It really does. And we see that with Ciara and Olandria. If Ciara gave you her prayer, she has given it to you. And if Olandria gave you her prayer, if both of them gave you the prayer, they sat with you, they held your hand, a priest came, a pastor came, they held your hand and prayed this prayer with you, and you got it tomorrow, would you be ready for it? Could you sustain it? I've prayed for so much and I've received it and I've lost it because I didn't do the work to keep it. And I had to do the work, which is part of healing, to get what I wanted and then keep it. It's not cute. The process is not cute. And that's why everyone just asks for the prayer. No one asks for the process. But prayer plants seeds and the work grows that. The work waters the seed so it can grow into the fruitful thing that you want it to be. So again, yes, prayer works. Please pray. Please be faithful. Please be obedient. Also do the work. Build the systems. Right? We need to be comfortable asking for things and preparing for things in tandem. Right? So I want to know what prayer you're asking for and how you're attaching work to that prayer. Let me know in the chat because I would love to know. I would love to know if you've ever asked, like, around personal growth, love, self work, Ciara's prayer, Olandria's prayer. God, I see what you're doing for them. Do it for me. If you've ever had any of those thoughts, feelings, emotions, whatever the case might be, I implore you to ask yourself, how are you pairing that work? How are you pairing that work? And if you're just kind of like, I don't know the next step, I don't know the next step to take. I've been praying and nothing is happening for me. Take it a step further. Dig into that prayer and see what opportunities open for you. Because I do believe that prayer is a form of affirmation. It's a form of manifestation. Because if every day you're waking up and you're praying this thing and you're putting it out in the world and you're telling your universe this is what you want, what is also happening is that in your brain, you're opening yourself up to opportunities of what's possible. Right. So when Ciara prayed for Russell, I'm sure she looked at herself too and she said, am I patient? Am I kind? Am I all these things that I want? And if she wasn't, I'm sure she figured that out. And then in terms of Russell, when she met him, I'm sure she also vetted for those things. She just didn't bypass it. Why? Because at that point, she'd been praying so much that it was in her head what she wanted. Olandra, when she said this is not the prayer, but she said something to the extent of, like, if I could model full time, I would never go back to a 9 to 5. So I'm sure in some way, shape, or form, she probably prayed something to the extent of, like, give me an opportunity so I can be a model, so I can prove myself in this way. And I'm sure with that said, she was also doing other things. She was practicing her walk. She was learning about fashion. She was all the things that come with it. And then when the opportunity presented herself and she went on Love Island and she got the fame that she got, she came out ready. And I want you to be ready too. So anyway, I'm going to end here. I encourage you to not just ask, but to prepare.